Episode 174. Deep underground, Han Li finally spotted a cave entrance where a breeze was flowing. He sent the two puppet beasts ahead to scout, then followed after them. After passing through dozens of caves in a row, the stalactite caverns grew larger and larger, the biggest one nearly big enough to hold 100 people. At the same time, the drafts grew stronger, which put Han Li somewhat at ease. After all, wind meant there was a passage, one that might lead to the surface. As Han Li stepped into a new cavern, he suddenly came face to face with 6 or 7 cultivators, Xuan Li, Lu Tianmeng, and even Zhong Hu among them. The group was momentarily taken aback at the sight of Han Li and the 2 puppet beasts flanking him. Xuan Li chuckled, about to say something, when a blood-curdling scream suddenly rang out from the other side. The sound made everyone's expression shift to one of shock. Xuan Li and Lu Tianmeng exchanged a glance, abandoning their questions for Han Li. They hurried toward the source of the scream, summoning every defensive spell and magic tool they had. None of them dared to be careless. Han Li hesitated for a moment, but in the end he took out the white scale shield and slowly followed after them. But he only cast lightness and wind riding on himself.
In tight spaces, speed matters far more than defense.
After passing through 3 or 4 large caverns in a row, they stepped into an even more massive stalactite cave and were immediately startled by the sight before them. In the center of the cave, a crystalline white spider, several yards long, was gnawing on a bloodied corpse with its massive fangs. Judging by the tattered white robes, this was a disciple of the concealing moon sect who had escaped the live burial. Scattered around the corpse were 3 or 4 battered magic tools. But what truly drew the eye was the cluster of raw spirit stone ore behind the spider, where an ancient hexagonal teleportation array sat enshrined. On one side of the teleportation array, a 5-colored skeleton sat cross-legged, floating 3 feet off the ground, holding a gleaming blue token that radiated a faint glow.
What is this?
No one knew which one the cultivator meant, and naturally, no one answered him. Perhaps the man's voice had startled the spider. It stopped its gnawing, raised its head, and fixed its cold gaze on the group that had just entered the cave. This made Han Li and the other cultivators tense up, immediately snapping into a defensive stance. But after staring at them for a moment, the beast simply lowered its head and went back to tearing at the corpse, acting as if they didn't exist. This left everyone exchanging bewildered glances.
Go to hell.
A disciple of the concealing moon sect, seeing his fellow sect member die in the spider's jaws, felt a pang of sorrow for their shared fate. Suddenly, he raised his hand and launched a fiery red dart-shaped magic tool hurtling toward the spider. This startled seasoned cultivators like LV Tianmeng, who inwardly cursed the man for being far too reckless. With a sharp crack, the dart struck the spider's head. The creature hadn't even flinched and was deflected, leaving not a single scratch, though the tip was now slightly bent. The other cultivators stared, utterly dumbfounded. They never imagined the spider's shell could be so hard. Xuan Li shot a glare at that reckless fellow disciple, then had no choice but to call everyone to attack together, because the spider had stopped feeding and was slowly crawling toward them. At that, the group of over a dozen magic tools were launched simultaneously, each unleashing its divine might as they all struck the giant spider.
In an instant, the white spider was bathed in a dazzling display of multicolored light, its form swallowed by the brilliance, as if its destruction was only a moment away.
But after a chaotic clatter, the light from all the attacking magic tools rapidly dimmed, and 5 or 6 of the lower-grade ones even fell to the ground, completely devoid of spiritual energy.
What?
What's going on?
My magic tool!
Han Li and the other cultivators were utterly shocked. As if by silent agreement, they withdrew their magic tools for a closer inspection. As it turned out, the top-grade magic tools fared well with only minor damage, but the high-grade ones had suffered considerable wear and tear. As for what had fallen to the ground, Those were obviously the lower-grade magic tools. The white
Retreat.
spider, now fully visible again, bore not a single scratch as it crawled toward them at its same unhurried pace.
Fall back.
Lu Tianmeng and Xuanle exchanged a glance, then spoke in unison. They'd both taken a liking to the teleportation array and the token, but going toe-to-toe with a beast like this, even if they could kill it, would come at a staggering cost. Right now, getting back to the surface was what mattered most.
But just then, the white spider opened its mouth and sprayed a stream of white liquid straight at the group.
After seeing what that monster could do, who in their right mind would just stand there and let that strange liquid hit them?
Move!
Everyone scattered to either side in unison.
A sudden flash of insight struck Han Li.
No.
The other cultivators blinked, somewhat at a loss.
But the liquid suddenly transformed into a massive net mid-air, hurtling straight for the cave entrance and sticking to it, instantly sealing off the passage they had entered through.
No good. This spider cave only has one entrance.
This thing, it wants to trap us all in one net?
Xuanle raised a hand, and 7 or 8 fireballs shot from his palm, slamming into the dense spider web. A few muffled bangs later, the web remained perfectly intact, not even a single scorch mark left behind. But this time, no one looked surprised. They'd all expected the web wouldn't be so easy to break.
In that instant, the white spider's legs bent slightly. Then with a sudden burst of force, it launched its entire body straight forward, its trajectory aimed directly at Xuanle.
Perfect timing.
Xuanle's face darkened. He reached out, produced a yellow talisman, and pressed it to the ground. The talisman silently melted into the earth. Then, a massive stone spike, several feet thick, erupted from the ground right in front of him, striking the spider mid-leap and impaling it against the cave ceiling, pinning it there. Good.
Liu Tianmeng hurled a dark green leather pouch, its mouth aimed straight at the spider clinging to the cave ceiling, a faint, iridescent glow already spilling from within. The spider, still wedged in the cave ceiling, let out a series of hissing shrieks. It drew its legs together, clutching the top of the stone spike, then wrenched with all its might. With a loud crackling sound, the spike's tip shattered easily, sending countless fragments of rock raining down. Now freed, the beast dropped down and landed squarely atop the shattered stone spike.
Judging by the flickering green light in its beady eyes, it seemed to have been provoked. It dropped low, then lunged forward, charging straight at the cultivators again. Collect!
Just then, a burst of radiant light erupted from the leather pouch, sweeping the spider precisely out of midair and into its depths. Then, with lightning speed, it snapped back, shrinking the beast from large to small and stowing it away in the pouch. Han Li and the others were taken aback. That spider had seemed so troublesome, yet Lu Tianmeng had collected it with such ease.
Lu Tianmeng himself also wore an expression of delighted surprise.
My Sun Moon pouch has immense power and has captured many beasts before, but even I didn't expect it to swallow this spider so smoothly. If I could tame a beast like this, wouldn't my strength skyrocket by several ranks?
Thinking this, even the ever-composed Lu Tianmeng couldn't help but break into a smile. He waved a hand toward the green leather pouch, and under everyone's gaze, it floated slowly over to him.
The other cultivators naturally understood what a live demon beast meant to the Spirit Beast Mountain sect, and couldn't help but show looks of envy. But the moment that expression appeared, the flying leather pouch suddenly lurched. It stopped dead in midair, refusing to move.
What's going on? Why won't it move?
Lu Tianmeng's heart jolted. He urgently channeled his magic power, trying to force it back, but the leather pouch only shook a few times before stopping midair.
The onlookers finally realized something was wrong and quickly grew cautious. The surface of the leather pouch began to warp and bulge, as if the beast within was stirring.
But this anomaly lasted only a brief moment before vanishing. Then the leather pouch suddenly bulged round, and with a thunderous boom, it burst into pieces. The spider had actually torn through the magic tool and returned to its original form. The beast, freed from its confinement once more, had clearly descended into madness. Its pristine white body slowly flushed crimson, radiating a terrifying blood-red glow. Its fangs ground against each other without pause, producing a dreadful, grating sound.
Seeing this, Lu Tianmeng and the others took several steps back.
Fall back. It's about to go berserk. Give it some distance, then we strike.
But the blood-red spider's claws slashed left and right as it shot like lightning between the two cultivators farthest away.
Two flashes of white light, two dull thuds, and the spider's front claws tore through their shields, cleaving both cultivators in half. They died on the spot. And one of them was that ugly fellow, Zhong Hu. Poor fool thought backing off a bit more would keep him safe. Witnessing the gruesome deaths of two cultivators and the spider's lightning-fast assault, the others scattered even wider in sheer terror, desperate not to share their fate.
But the spider demon beast's body flickered, transforming into a streak of bloodlight that instantly shot toward another saber transformation sect cultivator.
His face pale, he gritted his teeth and unleashed two black flying blades, then shot backward.
But the spider opened its mouth and sprayed a stream of white liquid directly onto the flying blades, causing both to drop as if they had suddenly lost all power. Then his massive body lunged forward again. With one bite, he tore off the head of that saber transformation sect cultivator. Blood from the severed neck spurted 10 feet high, a sight that made everyone's face turn pale with horror.
We can't let it keep wreaking havoc. Everyone attack together. No more hesitation.
As for the others, including Han Li, who among them dared to hesitate any longer?
Talismans and magic tools were all thrown at it at once.
But the spider, its body flushed red, moved like the wind. In the cramped confines of the cave, the magic tools and spells trailing behind it simply couldn't keep up. In that brief moment, two more cultivators met a bloody end beneath its fangs.
This spider's claws and fangs were far too sharp. Their hardness definitely surpassed that of a top-grade magic tool. At this moment, only LV Tianmeng, Xuan Lei, and Han Li remained in the cave, their faces ashen with shock and fury.
If this had been an open area, those cultivators wouldn't have died so easily. After all, if you could fly using Qi, you could at least buy yourself some time.
With a sharp crack, the spider flashed to Lu Tianmeng's side, its claw shredding his protective barrier and slashing toward his waist, only to be blocked by a dark, lumpy object that suddenly materialized.
The object was flat and round, like a small shield, but upon closer inspection, its surface was cracked into pieces. It was an enormous turtle shell. Aside from a shallow scratch left on its surface by that claw strike, everything else remained perfectly intact, truly astonishing. The giant spider, seeing its attack had no effect, wasted no time abandoning Lu Tianmeng. With a flash of blood-red light, it appeared beside Han Li and lunged to bite him as well. Han Li's expression turned icy cold. He flickered, his form blurring for an instant before vanishing from where he stood. Then, some 20 feet away, he reappeared. The beast was stunned, frozen in place. But that brief delay was all the time Xuan Yue's small yellow bell needed to catch up. The little bell flashed with yellow light, then expanded and slammed down over the demon beast, trapping it once more. Han Li, who had pursued it, also activated the black tortoise bell, circling above it, afraid the beast might break free again.